Hello, welcome to Pop's Party Planning, otherwise known as P3. Yes, I made that up. It's great. This is our first meeting, as we talked about previously, to talk about your vision for a graceful marriage and possibly doing a retreat in the near future. So I'm just going to give you my proposal for this and explain what all would go into the party planning process, like budget-wise, checklist, just how to do it up and not just let it be like boring, make it more fun, and just make sure we're on the same page, and if this is something you want to go through with or not. We'll talk more about that in the end. So first, if you check out my first slide, is the vision. My vision for this is to make it very chill, laid back, have it be a fun environment. I thought we'd start with that right off the bat when they come in for check-in. Each couple, when they come for check-in, will receive one of these goodie bags, which will have all their stuff needed for the weekend. It will, of course, have your booklets. Oops, that's the back cover. Booklets for each evening in session. It'll come with a schedule, which will have all the times and where to be, what to do, just so they know when all that is. It'll also have like cute little drinks or whatever, like refreshments, because who doesn't like a good coffee? I'll put this down here. It'll have like pens, highlighters, other stuff, snacks, and bubble baths, because whose wife, if she gets stressed out, doesn't like a good bubble bath? It's great. Come back. I'm sorry, I leaned back. Good bubble bath. And just cute little things like that in this bag, so when the guests come, they'll be all like, okay, I have all my information for the weekend. We will also find out more information for date night settings. We'll talk more about that when we get into the timeline. So, location. If you check out this next slide, this is a picture of the Beverly Ballroom A&B at the Hilton Hotel in Park Cities, Dallas. I thought it was extra funny because your wife's name is Beverly, and we all know she'd have many good jokes with that, let's be honest. In Beverly Ballroom A or B, because you could accommodate both, if you check out this next slide, it would be laid out like this, classroom style, because I know that's how y'all like to teach, with your PowerPoint at the front, and everybody can just engage directly. This would be the basic overall, the general layout of the event. You could add, take away things however you want, but I felt like this would be a good location because it's classy, it'd be a great vacation for some couples, even if they're just in Dallas, but it's like Park City, Dallas, so it's a little bit different. And so they could enjoy it, and you could easily light it up with wall lightings and just enclose the room in different colors. You could change it based on the day, the activity, the session, whatever. It could be game nights there, or you could do game nights elsewhere. I don't know what you want to do with that. And just enjoy that. And so, based off that, if we go with that for the vision and this location, there's a process for the checklist of everything that we need to do to get to this point. Yes. As we discussed before, you have a timeline of everything you want to do, so which is great, because then that gives us a starting point of you do entrance, and just basically it was pretty easy for me because you already had the weekend pretty much planned out, which is excellent. And so keeping that in mind, there's a 6-month process-ish, yes, for getting this started. I did email the Hilton, and they do have a vacancy if you would like to go there. And what we need to do is collect down payments, finalize the date and times. I know y'all said you'd want to start checking at 3 on that Friday of the retreat, and then you go from there to 6 o'clock. You would have dinner, followed by a session before and after, and then breakout, and then breakfast wherever, and then more sessions, and then another breakout, and then lunch, and then another break, and then date night. So when it comes to the checklist for this event, yes, we'll start 6 months before. We'll start with finalizing the venue. So this is something you'd want to jump on if you want to do in February, since that's romantic time, cute couple getaway. If you do it after February, maybe even husbands, after Valentine's Day, husbands could use it as a romantic, like, surprise, we're going out of town next weekend. That would be cute. Just a suggestion. I just thought of that. Yes, this would be a process we'd have to book the catering, finalize this. In the budget, which I'll talk about in a minute, I went ahead and got the quotes from the hotel for what it would cost for them to do. I was trying to keep cost minimum. Provide waters, and then a buffet dinner for the first night, because good impressions and everybody can be together and great. And then breakfast, couples will have breakfast wherever they are, and then followed by a box lunch, waters, and then Saturday night we talked about will be date night in Park City, and then Sunday will be breakfast wherever, and then box lunch again, so minimum cost there. But we'd have to finalize that and put together the date night things to do info for Saturday. Park City, one of the great things about Park City, Dallas, is that it's right in the hub of a cute little part of Dallas. So you can literally walk across the street and there's all these restaurants and things to do, and so it's like the perfect romantic date night area. It's February, so it might be a little cold, but if you bring a coat, it's Texas, you'll be fine. It's Texas, you'll be fine. And so that'll be super fun for Saturday night. That is a bonus of going here, so we'd have to finalize that and put that together. I don't know what y'all suggest for couples to do for date night besides just dinner, because dinner and a movie can get pretty boring. In a movie, there's no talking. So we'd have to finalize, like, okay, what exactly do you want to do? And then I think it'd be helpful to put it in a little booklet to present to the couples, like, hey, here are your options for Saturday night, and also add that to the little welcome bag that they get. Pretty much the venue, we'd have to finalize the venue arrangements and collect the games for the couple's game night, game afternoon, whatever that is again. And when it gets closer to 2 to 3 weeks before, you have to collect final payment. So that is something to keep in mind with this event and how much it costs. A couple days before, one of the things I know y'all like to do is bring your own computer and use your own slides. My preference would be to have this finalized at least 3 days before the first meeting, and if possible, I'll discuss with the Hilton for y'all to go a day early in between conferences if hopefully they don't have anything before, and test connectivity. Hilton has said that they provide, in the price of their room, it includes audio visual, and so they'll be able to help with IT. I got a solid volunteer that can help too. And so that will be super easy to cover, no big deal. But testing connectivity, so being available those 2 to 3 days before so we can make sure it works and like figure out, okay, this isn't working, why is this not working, let's fix it. And then day of, I don't know how involved y'all would want to be with setups. I know you're physically disabled, so Beverly would help more, which is fine. She gets excited. But it wouldn't be too much. Most of the venue would be set up by the hotel because they have those resources. This also includes cleanup too. They'd help clean up. We'd still help a little bit, but that's part of the things that they keep in mind. Also, this is when you test your computer, you'd want to check your connectivity for your playlist, because I know y'all like to play music too. So that's that. Okay, so the final thing we do need to talk about is budget. I calculated the event total to be about $21,000. This includes for 48 couples, and this would charge them about, each couple would pay $500 for the weekend, so that'd be 2 for $500, and then y'all's profit margin would be about $3,000, which also would leave, depending on how much you'd be okay with dipping into the profit, room for any errors or last minute causes. I feel like that's enough wiggle room. And so that would be the budget. Here's a copy of the paper if you'd like to look at it more, and the breakdown of everything. Besides that, that's all I've got. Do you have any questions? I know. Besides that, I need a response from you probably within the next week so I can get back to the hotel. They gave me the deadline of October 13th to secure the date of February 9th through the 11th, if you'd like to do it that weekend or whatever weekend after. That's it. Thank you for me. It's been fun. See you next time. P3.